Yo, 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 what's up, Twitch? Thanks for coming by to the Talkin' True stream, everybody. We got Uncle CJ. Say what up, Uncle CJ. Hell yeah! So tonight's gonna be super special. I literally just got done talking to Uncle CJ about this. I've never had a conversation with him before about music, about anything. Stock Marley actually put us in connection through his project. His son grew wings, so we're gonna be talking about that pretty heavily tonight. Super amazing album, especially if you're a Talking Truth fan or listen to any of the music that we have on our platform. It's all about conscious music, storytelling, music that's gonna help better your life and better your outlook on life. So this like fits it to an exact T. So we're super happy to have him on tonight. It's gonna be quite a pleasure. So why don't we just kick it off? Go ahead, just introduce yourself. Let us know where you're from and where you represent, and everything like that.
Nosa Foster. I'm from Mobile, Alabama. I was born in Queens, New York, raised in Mobile, Alabama. I rep Mobile, Alabama to the fullest. I rep Alabama to the fullest, just trying to show the world that it's something different out of this state than what people stereotype from.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, I don't hear a whole lot of Alabama artists on the map right now, and but the cool thing about being from Alabama though is like the guys that we fuck with heavily over at Talking Truth Free Nation. I know that's where they met, and I'm sure you have some ties to that. We'll be able to get into that in a little bit as well. So Alabama definitely got some underrated hip hop artists. We're gonna have to keep an eye on them down there. And now that we got Uncle CJ on the map, we're gonna have a plug for all the Alabama shit going down. So it's gonna be pretty
Big
lit.
plug.
Talking Truth
Yeah,
got a new plug down in Alabama, so super
yeah.
excited about that for sure. As far as the project goes, can you just like explain it a little bit, like what the background of the project is, and I guess the premise of it, not giving too much away, but just like a general idea of what it's about.
For sure, man. I actually the idea for his song "Grew Wings" came when I moved to New York in 2016. And it was on a whole different other time. It was really about me relocating to New York and just about my journey up until that point. But when I moved to the city, for various reasons, it was kind of hard to focus, and I didn't follow through with it the way that I wanted to, and I ended up moving back home. And sadly, on March 30th, 2019, my father passed away, and just with dealing with that, I started looking at the title because originally it was his song, Grew Wings. And I thought that the title was so dope because like the last letter of every word was the first letter of the next word. I just thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
But after my father passed, I was looking at it more and more, and I kept on seeing Son, SON, you know what I'm saying, really stick out to me. So I decided to kind of scrap everything that I had been working on with it before and start over anew and let it be more of a therapeutic process. And I'm really happy with the results that came up.
Awesome. Yeah, I am too, honestly. The results are great. Speaking of moving to New York, was there a particular reason you chose to move out there to New York? Was something like calling you out there? Did you have know somebody out there? What was the reason for going there over anywhere else?
Well, the my sister, my little sister who's on the album, she's at the end of Double XL. She had been living up there for
Okay.
some years. She was working in banking. She was living up there for some years, and I kind of sprung the idea to move up there just because being at home, as much as I love Alabama, it's not a lot of opportunities to get seen.
Mm-hmm.
Hence why you was talking about there's so much underrated. Like there's so much talent out here, bro. There's so
Yeah.
much like right in the lane of myself, you know what I'm saying, of everything that's on your platform. It ain't all just like trap, this, that, and the third. It's a lot of talent. And so I was just like, I was the only person um who was in position to be able, like, I didn't have any responsibilities, I didn't have any kids, I didn't have anything going on down here to hold me down here. So I just took a leap, and it changed my life for the better.
Awesome. I was reading a little bit more on the Bandcamp. For anybody, I'm just gonna go ahead and copy the link in the chat to the Bandcamp. This is the link to his project. This is so if you have a chance, check out this link, purchase the project, and you'll be able to listen to the whole thing. We're gonna preview 3 songs tonight with him, so you can get kind of a feel of what the project's all about. But please go to that link in the chat and support Uncle CJ. Also, if there's anybody out there who happens to donate to the channel tonight while CJ's on, any of those donations will be going to him through Bandcamp. So even if you don't buy the album through Bandcamp in the link, and you want to donate something, go ahead and donate, and I'll go ahead and forward that donation to CJ later. So just a heads up on that. And then as like the link in the link at Bandcamp, he has a big bio on the project, and I wanted to ask a question about that. Something I saw in there. You mentioned that there was 15 songs originally that were on the project that didn't make it because, because of everything that happened. But you also mentioned like that certain like it didn't have the bravado of what was mandatory for a hip hop album. What exactly does that mean, or what do you think a hip hop album should look like that it doesn't?
I mean, I think there's always been a degree of like I'm better than you in raps. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Those raps are fun. Don't get me wrong. I'm really good at those raps as well. Even with social commentary. You know what I'm saying? Even the cats who do have the social commentary, even the cats who do tell stories, there's always a degree of like I'm that nigga. You know what I'm saying? And it has its time and its place, but the place that I was coming from with the album, it just wasn't no place for that on this one. I wanted to be I literally set out to make an album that nobody else could make. I wanted to be so full of like my story, myself, my emotions, like that true to myself that anybody who knows me outside of rap could listen to it and still be like, oh yeah, that's the same person. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think in order to do that, I had to take off the rapper face.
Okay. It's a dope answer. I like that. So as far as the production of the album after you scrapped all the songs, how did the production of the album look from there? I guess I'll ask the writing question first. Do you write first, or do you go into the studio and listen to a beat and write? Is there a set way, or does it just kind of happen how it happens? What does that look like for you?
For this one, usually I produce as well. I produce most of the album.
Okay.
I think probably like 70% of the album. And so my process is a little bit different than a lot of cats because I do make beats.
Okay.
But for this one, a lot of the beats that were chosen were beats that were already made, and I didn't necessarily do anything with or have anything for them. But I made it a point not to write at all. Like this right here is my setup. This is like I'm sitting at the place where it was recorded at. It was in my room. And it just felt better. It felt a lot freer to just let the beat go and come up with songs as I went. I think it helped with the idea of the bravado being gone, because when I put pen to paper, I can overcomplicate an idea. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I may stretch out an idea. It may be an idea that could be 2 bars, but just because I'm writing it, I'll stretch it out to 8 bars. And I want everything to be really concise and really expressive as far as how I was feeling.
Okay, awesome. And then I guess as far as the production process, you said about 70% or so is done by you. Where do you get that other 30%? Is that like really close people in Alabama? Do you have people send you beats? Do you like find shit online? Like where's that other 30% come from?
I did the online beat search for the first time in like, I don't know, like 10 years. I did the online beat search thing, and it was fun. It was fun. I really a lot of the funner songs, I think Double XL was from a beat that was online.
Okay.
A couple of them came from close friends. I got not necessarily even close friends, but just connections that I have. It's a cat in Florida named 92. Oh no, 93, 1993, and
Okay.
he did a couple of joints on there. But I've never really done the process of shopping for beats. It's always either my beat or somebody close to me or somebody I know that's like, hey, I like what you're doing here.
Okay. Cool. I like that. It's just super cool that artists are able. I love when artists are able to produce their own stuff too. That just adds like, it almost adds like an extra little just touch of you to the song because I don't. It just does. I love how it does that.
I can say as a rapper,
Say that
producing
again.
is like I can say as a rapper, producing is like the best and worst thing that I did. Because I started off producing just because I got tired of waiting for beats. You know what I'm saying? And when I really fell into it, it's the best thing because, like you said, it is another layer of individuality. It is another layer of expression. There's so many beats that I made because I couldn't say what was on my mind. I couldn't really verbalize it, so I'll put it into a beat. But the worst part is because I don't know which one I like more. Now, you know what I'm saying? I may fall into like months or years. I went into like 2-3 years of just making beats and not putting out music. I was just working on the craft.
Yeah.
So it's the best and worst thing that happens.
As far as like your samples go, are you a vinyl guy? Do you like do you find free samples online? How do you go about finding those? What's your favorite way?
Man, my shit nigga rig, man. This is bootleg, bro. Like I YouTube, I rip them off
Ooh, okay,
YouTube.
that's cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey,
I got an OG homie that uses vinyl and like a old school MPC, and I'm getting the gist of learning that.
mhm.
Uh, and so when I start back creating new content, I want to do stuff straight off vinyl because it has a different sound.
Yeah, definitely. It's got definitely a cool, really cool sound. I get a question out a little bit outside of directly your music. It kind of has a deal with the tape. Do you believe everything happens for a reason? Are you one of those guys? Do you think that's kind of bullshit, or what's your take on everything happens for a reason?
Yeah, I do believe everything happens for a reason. I don't believe in coincidence. It's an artist from Chicago that I really like, Alex Wiley, and
Oh yeah.
something more. I think it was the Tangerine Dream. I can't remember the last one. I don't want to misquote it, but it's a song called Something More, and he was like,
Hmm.
"Nothing means nothing. Nothing means nothing. I turn nothing to something." That's my mindset. I don't think that there's certain things that happen that we don't get the understanding of. There's certain things that have happened in my life that I may not ever understand because it affects somebody else, and it was
Yeah.
for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? But I do believe everything happens for a reason.
Cool. Um, in the project bio, I was doing a little reading as well again, and this kind of comes from this question stems from that. How did the shift in perspective to be able to see a bigger picture affect your life outside of music? Because I know you had a whole project done, you scrapped it, and then something else came up. So outside of music, how did seeing a bigger picture help you in like your everyday life?
Um, well, in relation to because the bigger picture came after losing my father, and in relation to that, I'm the only boy. Like I got an older brother that he had from a previous marriage, but we didn't grow up together.
Hmm.
And with being the only boy, like, and now the only man within the household, like my position has changed, and it made me realize I was kind of selfish. You know what I'm saying? Like not even
Hmm.
selfish in a bad way, but in terms of chasing my dreams and chasing my goals, my biggest thing was like I ain't got no kids. You know what I'm saying? So as long as
Yeah.
I ain't got no kids, I don't have I don't owe nobody anything.
Mm.
After losing him, I started realizing just the dynamic within my family and the things that I had to kind of step up with to help with them. And in doing that, it kind of made me understand my role. I've always been a hesitant leader. And what I mean by that is I've always been placed in leadership positions, but kind of complained about the responsibility that came from it.
Okay.
In this process, since losing my father, I've learned how to carry that a lot more gracefully, just in all areas of life.
What made you uncomfortable being a leader before? Do you think? Like what was some of the stuff that made you uncomfortable in that?
It's a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody understands the tears of a king. You know what I'm saying? Everybody feel like, oh, it should be all good, or you got all of this, that, and the third, never really understanding the pressure that's on them. As far as like back home, I made a lot of things happen back home for my people. You know what I'm saying? Musically, especially musically, I made a lot of stuff happen back home for my people musically, and it was just the responsibility. You know what I'm saying? I was scared of responsibility. You know what I'm saying? And I
Yeah.
figured because once again, my whole thought process was I don't have no children, and so I felt like I was free of responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that made me because even though like it was obvious that that's the role that I should be playing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want people depending on me. I didn't want people, you know what I'm saying, looking at me and asking me what to do. It was just the immature mindset for real. And it was disrespecting, um, in ways disrespecting God because He's the one in believing that everything has a purpose and in believing in a higher power. There's a reason I was made like this, and I just neglected that responsibility for a long time.
Okay. Um, if you had to pick like either musically or non-musically, who would be some of your favorite artists? Do you draw inspiration from anybody, or I mean, in general? I mean, you don't have to necessarily answer that question if you draw inspiration, but like who do you listen to every day? Like who are some of the guys that um, either old school, new school, whatever it may be? Who is some of your go-to artists that are just like really inspirational for you?
Dungeon family, the whole Dungeon family, man. Outkast, Goody Mob, Sleepy Brown, you know what I'm saying? Big
Mm-hmm.
Rube. I actually did a show with Big Rube in 2014, and that was
Oh
like
shit.
that was amazing.
Hell yeah. That's
Um,
awesome.
the Who else? Who else? Kanye, of course. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z. I was really into East Coast hip hop
Okay.
when I was coming up because I was big into poetry, and so being big into poetry, I paid a lot of attention to lyrics. And at the time where I was coming up in high school, there wasn't a lot of Southern cats who were known for their lyricism. So I listened to a lot of East Coast hip hop, a lot of soulful samples. Nowadays, I really like the cats who kind of blend R&B and hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they'll have a verse and they'll go from rapping to singing. That inspired a lot of the flows that came on this album. So, your Sminos, um, really like Smino. Like I said,
Yeah.
Wiley. Um, who else? It's a good amount of them that I'm probably forgetting, but those are the two that I listen to often.
Awesome. Awesome. Um, as far as if you had to pick, this is kind of a random question again, but if you had to pick a favorite tree, what kind of tree would you? If like just from seeing different trees, and I don't, you don't necessarily even have to know the name of it, but like just describe like your favorite kind of tree.
Man, it's crazy because Mobile is actually called the city underneath the trees. That's what we were called
No
at
way.
one time. Yeah, because it's hella trees out here, bro. And I didn't realize it until I moved. They called it that 'cause, like when the pilots were flying to the city, they wouldn't know that there was a town or a city underneath. You know what I'm saying? Until they actually landed. Like,
Oh
oh,
man.
it's a whole city. I like the old wise trees, man, like the Pocahontas tree.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
stuff like that. The trees that you can look at and be like, oh, you've been around for a whole lot. I feel like plants give off personality if you pay enough attention to them. So I like the old wise ones, man.
100%. I've had quite a few really personal connections with a lot of trees in my neighborhood. Like just taking walks around, like they give off a lot of energy, man. I don't know. They're just super important to me and my brand and everything. So I just like asking that question to every artist, along with this one as well. What does truth mean to you in music and life? How important is truth, and what does truth in general mean to you?
My opinion on truth is not popular. Um, and the reason why is we live in an era where everybody claims to have their truth, their own individual truth. I think everybody has their own individual perspectives of the truth, but I don't think there are multiple truths. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I think there's a vantage point that you see. You know what I'm saying? Like if we're standing in the same vicinity, you're a block away from me, you're a block up into the east. You know what I'm saying? And there's this big something in the middle of the street.
Mm-hmm.
We're both looking at the same thing. You feel what I'm saying? We're just seeing different perspectives of it. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I think we live in a time where, and that mindset can be dangerous because people can accept truths that ain't, you know what I'm saying? It could be their personal truth, but in the greater scheme of things, it's untrue. Um, and so I think truth is very important, but I think to understand the nature of the truth, a lot of it for me, is going to point back to scripture. A lot of it is going to point back biblically because that's what shaped my life. Um, so truth is important. Truth is very important. I think it's so important that we need to reel it back in and get a better understanding of what's what. Because a lot of the imaginary shit, I think, is the reason we're in such dire conditions today as a society.
Definitely. Yeah, that's one of the main reasons I started the platform is because if you cannot live without, you can't live a valid life or a genuine prosperous life without truth. Because like you said, if you're not living what's actually true, if you're living your truth and that's not like the right truth, or if that's not like what's actually true to what we're like all supposed to be moving towards as humans, like it's just not going to go well for anybody, you or anyone around you. So, like, I lied to myself a lot throughout college. Like, it took me forever to find myself and to find my truth. And once I finally found my truth, that's what made it so important to me. So, to hear that validation from your point of view is just like super amazing because I don't know how that could be a non-popular opinion because it just makes so much sense. Like, I don't
I don't
know.
think what makes sense is popular nowadays, though. You
That's
know what
true.
I'm
That's very. I
saying?
guess. I guess you're very true. Yeah. People do like to think that their truth is automatically, I guess, validated, and that's the truth now, just because it's theirs, and it's like, uh, yeah. But I'm standing on this other side of the street, and I have this truth, and it's like, that doesn't.
Yeah.
You don't have the ultimate truth over here, like.
I can walk in the store, bro. I can walk in the store with a pocket full of computer paper, printer paper, and my truth could be that this is money, that this is currency, that this is valuable, that I can go into the store and buy something because I have a pocket full of hundreds in my truth. You know what I'm saying? But when I pull out those blank pieces of paper, it's not gonna buy shit.
Right. Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. Man, that was a super cool combo about truth there. I really appreciate that.
No problem.
What how exactly do you know Stock? Because again, he's the one that put me in not in contact, but I guess he told me about your music, and he's the one who originally put me on the project. So how exactly did you guys get up?
There was a competition called Who Got Bars in Huntsville. And I went to A&M, and everybody in Free Nation went to Oakwood, and that was like a rival college. You know what I'm saying? And it was weird because we was two like HBCUs in a small city, but everything was competitive between us. When me and Stock first met, I don't think either of us cared for each other too much, to be completely honest. We was kind of like staring each other down, like, yo, who is this guy? Who is this guy? But, out of everybody in Free Nation, he and I ended up building a real friendship. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's somebody that I'll call about life outside of music, outside of trying to get things done. And it's refreshing because on this journey as an artist, you meet a lot of insincere people.
Mm-hmm.
You meet a lot of people who have their own agendas and they have their own objectives. But that's somebody that I can say I've truly made a friend out of throughout this journey. But we definitely met as competitors.
That's cool. That's cool. The size enough thing is like, man, who is this guy? What does he think he is? That's so funny. Because I could just see Stock doing that right now. That's hilarious.
Man. Yeah, the locks. I have my locks, man. We was both like, man, this motherfucker think he cool or something, man. I don't even know how we broke the ice and started being cool, but whatever happened, it's love.
That's hilarious. Do you have any new music planned? Are you recording anything now? He lying. He's in the chat right now. Stock say he lying. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, that's funny.
You said I'm lying?
I guess I don't know exactly what's he lied about, because I know there's probably a little bit of a delay from the chat and the lie. Like, I don't know what kind of delay it is. But what were you responding to, Stock? I remember the last thing I said is I could just imagine him. I can imagine him doing that. Oh, that's hilarious. And then he sent the message. Oh shit. Anyway. You got any new music? Do you have anything like recorded already? Is there anything like ready to go or anything like that? Anything like in the works? What you got?
It's a lot, man. I'm actually a part of a group called Basehead Jazz. And we've been doing a lot of things down here ever since I got back. And we got a lot of stuff prepared to go out. Working on some EPs and production. Me and Stock need to go ahead and get this project out the way that we've been talking about for some years. So hopefully that gets wrapped up. But I'm really taking my time now to refocus on his songs and links. I kind of just let it slide because of COVID and all the other things that was coming up. I couldn't really get any content for it. So right now I'm going to focus on getting content for that to promote that more. And hopefully by the end of the year, I'll have something else out.
Awesome. How has COVID affected your ability? I mean, you said you do most of your production, so I mean, that's probably beneficial to you in the sense of being able to make music in such circumstances in quarantine, right? Has that made it a little bit easier for you to be more creative in a sense like that?
Yeah, but it's hard sometimes finding the inspiration, because inspiration comes from life, and it's kind of like life is on hold. So it's like, yeah. I'm still using like old lessons that was taught through, you know what I'm saying? I really have to sit down and reflect on a lot of things that have happened up until this point. But the biggest thing is, just like any other artist shows, like we had a monthly down here that had gained a lot of traction. Last May would have been 2 years since we started it, called The Shindig. and it was like a fixture in the community down here, and touring and being able to get money in different ways, all of that slowed down. But I think the blessing in it, for me, is now that the capitalistic interest is out of the music, you know what I'm saying, for the time being,
Yeah.
it's making me go back to the roots and the essence of why I started this to begin with. You know, before anybody knew who No So was, or anybody knew who Uncle CJ was, when it was just me like writing the instrumentals just to write my feelings, it's brought me back to a pure place.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You kind of mentioned like the quarantine. I had it in my head and I just forgot it. It's no big deal. I do want to play a couple of these songs off of the project, if that's cool with y'all. One of the first ones I wanted to play was BRB, and just like a couple things off the bat that I just wanted to mention that I noticed or that I feel is really cool about the song. Rent due in a week and I ain't got it. That's super relatable to me. Has been for a while. Always struggle with the rent. Trying to make this Talkin' Truth thing a little more viable and change that. But the rent has been a struggle for me lately. So that hit home right away hearing that. So and then your heart sees everything it can be or it ought to be is a line that you said about your parents. Like your parents being able to see what your heart is like, or their heart being able to see what you're able or like what you're capable of doing. And I thought that was really cool because I feel like I struggled seeing that for a while with my parents too. And what it really boils down to is they really do just want the best for you and just want you to be the best you. So it was really cool to see that line. And then also parents calling you on your bullshit, which is something that I appreciate my parents for doing too. So BRB is pretty important to me for those couple of reasons. You got any thoughts on BRB before we hit the play button on it, or like what does it mean to you?
For sure, man. It's actually dope that you took it in context of your parents. BRB was about the relationship that I was in when I was in the group. Yeah, man. Long distance relationship. And,
okay.
But the whole you still in love with potential. I think people have a tendency to fall in love with potential, and I think that's it's a recipe for disaster on both ends. You know what I'm saying? Because on one end, you're waiting for this person to grow into what you think they should be, and then on the other end, it's pressure for that person to grow in that direction, not knowing that I may grow, but I may grow in a completely different direction that you imagine me growing in.
Awesome. I'm glad I definitely asked you about that because it was I definitely sound a little confused now that I had the perspective wrong there. But hey, we're gonna get it rocking over here on BRB. Let me adjust this thing. Do you want to be able to hear it as well through the phone?
It don't matter to me.
Okay, I'm gonna set it up so you can just so you can listen along with us. Let's see if this works now. Can you hear it?
Now one of us in a pulpit. Just let me breathe on.
Okay. Everybody in chat, can you guys hear that right now? You hear that okay? Somebody confirm in chat for me that we can hear the music just fine. Alright, perfect. Thank you, Ergonomical. Appreciate you stopping by again. I'm gonna mute myself now. You guys enjoy the ride.
Yeah, the main thing that I say, when conversations get too deep, you block my way of escape. We went from mudslinging to us being completely transparent about our upbringing and what effect it had on us today. I said my dad worked around the clock, believe it was a blessing. But in my young mind, I think it sends a message that a man's love is hardworking, dedicated, and respectful. But because of that, it may not seem as present. Let me hit you right back.
Yo, so you just sending me right to voicemail? Like, pick up the phone. I'm just saying, like, just understand where I'm coming from. Like, you always talking about all this stuff that you're gonna do. Like, your priorities is messed up. Like, think about what's going on now. Like, what do you want to happen for your life? Like, you're just changing. I don't even know if I can really deal with this. Like, this is too much. Call me back.
Dang, I definitely should have known by the outro there that was more of the relationship song, but I don't know where I got the parent perspective from that now that I'm thinking about it. Damn. Fair. Fair enough, man. Now I'm coming out of left field from that one now, but that's all good. So did I get the whole song in there? I don't. I feel like that wasn't the whole 3 minutes. Did I shorten that up? I don't know. I feel like I didn't do it full justice there. Everybody in chat enjoyed that song. We got some good feedback. Everybody was enjoying it. That felt very short. Yeah, I don't think I got the whole song in, but I'll play it again at the end of the stream. I'll play BRB again before we end the stream for sure. And then again, everybody in chat, we have the Bandcamp link in the chat right now. I'm gonna paste it in there for anybody who's just come in. Please go to the Bandcamp link, support CJ, get that thing purchased, and listen to the whole thing because it's worth every penny that you spend on it. So please go do that for him. Let's see, what's the next song that I got? Well, 3:30:19 obviously is this one just speaks for itself. I don't really have much to say about it. Is there anything that you want to preface this one with, or you want me to roll it? What you got? For sure. If you guys hadn't joined the stream, actually, if you guys hadn't joined the stream before, if they weren't here in the beginning or if they hadn't joined, can you just preface what the album was all about before? He's muted. It says you're muted. No, it's not. It's not going. Why is that not? What? No, it's not muted on your end. Why is that not? What the hell? It was just working before. Let me see here. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can play some. Let me know if you guys can hear the music here. I don't know why that would have gone out. That doesn't make no sense. Oh. I think I know why. Hold on. Here, but how about now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we fixed it. How about now, guys? You hear him again?
Can you hear me? Yeah.
I see the levels on the thing again.
Yeah.
It should have fixed. There we go. Okay. So my bad. Having a little technical difficulties over here. It's okay. If you hadn't joined the stream, he's gonna just preface what this album is all about real quick, and this is just I feel like one of the most important songs on the album as far as that goes.
Appreciate that, man. This song, the album is in memory of my father. My father passed away on March 30th, 2019, hence the 3:30:19 of the song. And this is the process of me finding out what happened and finding out that I had lost him. So the whole album is really like a love letter towards our relationship and the place that music played in it. You know what I'm saying? It brought a lot of conflict and it brought a lot of closeness between us. And so that's what the whole album is.
Perfect. I'm going to run it. Appreciate you, man.
No problem.
Before you even start, man, I know house. I know we supposed to go to dinner for Dad's birthday. I'm gonna be home by 6.
CJ, 6 isn't gonna do. I need you to come home now.
Come on, now?
Yes.
What's going on?
I don't want to tell you over the phone. Can you come home?
I mean, I can. Is everything okay? Is it serious? Where's Dad?
Just come home, CJ.
Let me talk to Dad.
No, just come home.
Look, I'm speeding down 45 with tears in my eyes. I'm praying to God he's still alive when I pull up. I said my heart won't accept what I know in my mind. Ignoring the signs that should be obvious to us. Knowing God wouldn't play us like that, Lord. Yeah. And yesterday was your birthday. Everybody gotta go, just don't take them like that, Lord. Guilt trips in the worst way. Looking at my phone and I might snap. Seen the last text you sent and I didn't write back. I was probably out worried about rap. I used to say I'll die for the shit. Here's a life-size bullet, bite that, Lord. Look, hey, but the very thought of you gone. Too bitter a pill to swallow, too much for me to chew on. I pray there's still a tomorrow for us so we can move on. I listen to every story I ever thought was too long. And all the advice I'd ignore. I take a pen and etch it right in my heart. Dear Lord, just give me one chance, make right for my wrongs. Just don't take life from my part. Got a couple things on my mind. I ain't really trying to shed no. I thought you'd always be by my side, hiding when you ain't here. No more. Yes, I gotta be the right back. Don't mean no disrespect if you please leave me a message. Before you even start, Mark. I did when you ain't here. No more. Yes, I gotta be the man now. Yeah, I know. Courtney told me he had a stroke. He's all right, right?
No,
okay, we're finna go.
No, CJ, he's gone, CJ. He's gone. He's
what?
gone. He died this morning, CJ.
No. Fucking no, man.
It's okay. Come in.
No.
Come in. Just come in. Come in. Come in.
No.
It's gonna be okay. We gonna be all right. You hear me? We're gonna be all right.
There we go. So that was then we had a little interruption in the middle there. For some reason the player stopped. I had to reload it and restart the middle of the song. But I don't know. What'd you guys think in the chat? How did that one hit? Because the first time I heard that one, man, I literally had to stop and like I definitely cried, dude. That shit hit me really deep, man. How can it not? I mean, raises emotions like nobody's business, man. Like that is what like music is all about, in my opinion. Just putting your whole heart and soul out there, and that's just like thank you for doing that from the bottom of my heart. Like I appreciate you doing that, and it just gives me a lot of strength and courage to do shit that I never thought I could do. So like every time I hear something like that, that just I know he's muted again. I'm gonna get him back on here now, but yeah, just thank you for making music like that, because it's that cannot be easy to do. So
yeah, it was a tad bit difficult, man. That there's a part in there at the end where I'm crying, like I'm sobbing, and it took a lot to. Basically, I was recording it, and the part where I talk about not returning the last text. I kind of broke down in the midst of doing that, and my sister came in, and we ended up talking, you know what I'm saying, and hugging it out, and I left the mic on for the whole time, you know what I'm saying, not knowing I had stopped recording.
yeah.
And when I heard it back, it was like, you know, it was scary. It was scary because I've never been that exposed.
Yeah.
In a public platform, but I think it's that type of honesty that is going to help people get through whatever it is that they're going through.
Definitely. I mean, just touching on that, the last text thing, like my aunt passed away within the last couple of years, and I didn't call her when I was supposed to, and so that definitely hit home for me too. And I think that's just a reminder for me to not do shit like that anymore. To call that person if you. I mean, we all knew that something was gonna happen, and I still didn't call, and that just like still to this day breaks my heart. So, just like being able to pour your heart and soul out like that, just like. I don't know, I'm sure you've heard it before, but just know that it does help other people, and I want to bring that music on this platform to help more people. So, again, appreciate you for doing something like that, man. It means a lot to me, and hopefully a lot of other people.
I appreciate that, man. I really do.
We got one more song I wanted to play off here. This one's kind of a shorter one, but ooh, man, this one I love this one. It's called "Give and Take," and This one just talks about how we got issues, but don't we all? I mean, and that's just so prevalent. Like, we all have our own fucking issues, man. Like, it's rough out here for everybody. So it's just super relatable in that sense. Any thoughts on this one from you, man?
That's actually the first song that I recorded for this.
Oh shit! No way. Okay.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And it was me trying something like this is the first time, if you hear my earlier works, I have a more bombastic flow, a little bit more of an aggressive. It's not as melodic. So this was the first time me trying that. And it really came from, man, like laying in my bed, and I felt not physical pain, but it was just a pain like caught up between my throat and my chest. And it just wouldn't let go. You know what I'm saying? And I ended up getting out of bed and recording that. And that's actually Give and Take is a conversation with God. And the hook is in two parts. You know, at first it's me calling out to God. I'll admit it, I'm in need your fixings. I'm your fiend. I got issues, yes indeed, but don't we all? And the second part is God responding to me saying, I done crossed the 7 seas, spreading gospel for my seeds. Cut me open, but I bleed for your resolve. So just give it to me. Like give me your problems. Give me your pain. You know what I'm saying? So that was that was the closest to a gospel song I think I've ever done. But that was really in the vein of like when you read Psalms in the Bible when David is crying out to God in anguish, that's what that was.
Awesome. All right, everybody in chat ready? Because I'm about to run this thing. This is the last one we're gonna preview off the album. Again, we got the link to the whole thing in the chat, so you can experience the whole thing. But here is Give and Take. Ooh, this one goes hard.
I'll admit I'm in need your fixes, I'm your fiend. I got issues, yes indeed, but don't we all? I done crossed the 7 seas, planting gospel for my seeds. Cut me open, bet I'll bleed for your resolve. So just give it to me. Where else I'm honest, really in need of some guidance. Where else I'm honest, really in need of some guidance. So just give it to me. Where else I'm honest, really in need of some guidance. Where else I'm honest, really in need of some guidance. So just give it to me. Must have been courts, God's prayers. To anybody questioning just how I got here, ironically the same reason I can't stop here. Life and favor got one thing in common, they are not fair. I use my life to honor those who are not here, and use my life to brighten up a future they ain't even much got here. Wonder when the story ends, not here now. I'm in need your fixes, I'm your fiend. I got issues, yes indeed, but don't we all? I done crossed the 7 seas, planting gospel for my seeds. Cut me open, bet I'll bleed for your resolve. So just give it to me. Back to the basics. Purifying our heart whose pulse is regulated by blood passed down through generations. No, this life just isn't of my own. And this race that I'm running is kind of like a marathon with batons. Relay. Message is relayed as it's my turn to take it further, take it higher, to shine a little bit brighter. It was sacrifices made in order for me to play it wiser. I can't quit now. Yesterday did it for me, and tomorrow's depending on me.
Oh man.
That means a lot if you like it as much as you do.
I love that one, man. I mean, I could not put that one in the top 3 when I was going over it. I was like, damn, it's a short one, but it's got to be in there. And that I was gonna. That's another reason I wanted to put it in there, because I always love mentioning those songs that you just want more of. It's like, damn, why is that only 151? Like, god damn it. But like, I'm glad I got what I got. So like that 151 goes fucking hard.
Thank you. Crazy thing about that is the reason why that one is so short is I made that beat. I was in New Orleans and they had a beat battle, and the beat battle was like they pick a sample. Everybody had to sample the same song, so they wanted to see how everybody did it. But you had like an hour to do so. Yeah. Okay. So my beat ended up being short because I only had an hour to make it. But when I heard it, I was like, yo, it's perfect for what I'm trying to say.
Dang, that's awesome. Man, they got a lot of those. I'd never been to any of those competitions or anything, but like you said, the competition that you and Stock met at is that the same one that Mick won? Did he win that one to win the? Was that the one to win the beats or something? Or
Mick ain't winning this shit, man.
I just remember he said he was trying to win some like Beats headphones or something at some point. I don't know if that was the same competition or if he won those or it was the same one. Okay. Yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy that like Because I've discovered Mick like 5 or 6 years ago now, and like heard that story such a long time ago, and to now speak to somebody else that was at that same like competition, it's just fucking crazy right now. Like,
Yeah,
I just put
yeah,
that together. Like, holy shit, this is a
that's
long
why
time coming, man.
I won the competition, Brody.
You won the competition?
I
No
won
way!
the
Oh my God! What you use? How long do you have those beats for?
Oh, for a couple years, man. And
Yeah.
they got, Beats headphones really ain't all that, man. I don't know the hype behind them, especially like when you make music. Beats headphones ain't where it's at. So I had them for a couple of years, but
Yeah. Damn,
yeah.
that's so funny. I'm like, wait, is that the one that Mick won? Nah, man, that was me.
And it's
That's
hard to
so
say it
great.
without sounding some type of way, you know what I'm saying? But that's, once again, like the truth versus a truth, that's the truth,
Yeah, that is awesome. That's so crazy because we're interviewing him on here tomorrow.
I know, man.
Oh man, dude, we got a lot of really cool feedback in the chat from that last song. A lot of people like the beat, and then the previous song. A lot of people thought was really powerful, really deep, really beautiful song. And then everybody wants to hear that last one again. So everybody's loving the music, man. So if you guys love it that much, hit up this link. I'm gonna put it in there one more again. Go to the link, support the man. Shit, what is it? Was it like $7? I think.
Yeah.
$7. Y'all ain't got $7 to give this man tonight? Come on now. This project is fire.
Appreciate
Go give him that
man.
$7 and treat yourself to some dope ass music. Cause we were only previewing 3. There's 13. So there's 10 more songs on there. 10 more tracks to delve into and appreciate. So, you had mentioned like the Bible and how often, or how not how often, how much did religion affect your life growing up? Does it still affect you now today? Is that something that's still pretty heavy in your life?
I think the important thing is to kind of separate religion from scripture, because it's
Yeah.
two different things.
Okay.
I did grow up, like I went to Catholic school, grew up in the church. I'm not Catholic. It's just the public education system in Alabama was really bad, so my parents sent me to Catholic school.
My girlfriend, same thing.
Yeah, it's not cool down here, but it's played a huge part in my life, especially once I started understanding the difference between religious dogma and actual scripture,
Okay.
and the power that comes from understanding scripture and trying to live your life according to it or abiding by it. It's a huge part of my life. It's weird now because everybody seems to kind of be mad at the idea of Jesus. A lot of people are mad at Christianity. I understand people being mad at Christianity because as a religion, it's done some horrible things. But once again, once you understand that the religious dogma is man-made, it kind of goes against the scripture. It makes a lot more sense. But like when I was in New York, moving around, I'm from the Bible Belt, so it's a difference down here versus being up in New York and moving around. But being in the art scene in New York, it was almost predetermined that I was on some other shit than I was actually on. You know what I'm saying? And so when people would find out that I believe in Christ, it would be like this weird. It's almost like people would try to school me. And like it's a choice that was made out of ignorance. But I took comparative religions in high school when I was 16, and so that was my doorway to learning about Islam, learning about Buddhism, learning about Hinduism. So I've always been knowledgeable of the faith, and my faith isn't something that I picked out of ignorance. It's a knowledgeable choice.
Okay, cool. I definitely would want to have like a further conversation on that because I don't know too much about any like religion versus scripture. Like I really don't know too much about that. Like I grew up Lutheran. My parents took me to church every Sunday up until I was in maybe middle school or something. I got confirmed and shit, and then religion just poof disappeared from my life, and I've never experienced anything further from that. So that would be really cool to have a conversation later on that. If you wouldn't mind filling me in on some information, man, that would be tight.
I'm all the way with it, man.
Hell yeah, we got a response from your answer on that. The religion and scripture question. Somebody respects that a lot. So, dude, man, this is dope. We got a lot of interaction in the chat again tonight. So appreciate everybody coming through. And I don't know, man. You got any final thoughts or anything else you want to touch on? Anything at all in your mind?
Man, I'm just really grateful. I'm really, really grateful. This has been fun. This has been you when you hit me up about the project again, like I said, I kind of let it just be something that I put out. And so to hear some fresh ears on it, some months after it had been put out, it made me I listened to it today for the first time in months, just to kind of get ready for this interview. And I just appreciate your set of ears and you being able to come to me and tell me how you felt about it, to make me go back and listen to it and make me appreciate it. Because as artists, as creators, man, it's almost like I was explaining to somebody, as creators, man, we're in love with the act of creating. You know, the
Yeah.
listener ends up being in love with the product. You know what I'm saying? So as soon as it's done, it's like, okay, on to the next, on to the next. And I I'm just grateful that you reached out to me at the time that you did, because it made me appreciate the work that I put out. And I'm grateful to be on this platform, man. I'm grateful for everybody who's been listening and who's been watching and who's been interacting. Like, all of this shit means the world to me, yo. All of this shit, especially off the strength that it's in memory of my father. This is my way to immortalize him. So the fact that people resonate with it means a whole lot to me.
Hell yeah. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, I don't really have much else. Again, thank you so much for coming on, man. We'll have to have another chat soon. I think we'll probably call it for here now, though. But again, thank you so much, man. We'll keep in contact, and hope you have a solid rest of the night, dude.
Most that, man. Most love, bro.
Love, dude. Take it easy.
Peace.
See ya. Woo! So. That was pretty fun. Uncle CJ was awesome. That was my first conversation with Buddy. I had listened to his project probably about a month, maybe a month and a half ago or so, and it really hit home with me, and it was a really special project in my eyes. So I felt like it needed to be amplified, and I felt like it was important for people to know about. So, again, hit that Bandcamp link. If you don't know what Bandcamp is, it's just a platform for artists to put up their music and charge a price for it, and deservedly so, because it costs them money to make music. So go ahead and give him a follow on Bandcamp. Give his project a purchase. It's only $7. Not too much. If you got $7 to spare, if you're gonna spend $7 on anything, save money on a lunch this week and go spend $7 on Uncle CJ's project. I guarantee you will not regret it. You'll be able to use that project over and over and over again for inspiration. You'll only be able to use that lunch once for nutrition, and you can go get lunch somewhere else for the day. Just kidding, but no, seriously, go support the man. Thank you everybody for coming through. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for all the interaction in the chat. Always much appreciated. We're going to have Mick fucking Jenkins on this show tomorrow. Oh, my God. I've been waiting to do this interview for fucking years now, dude. I've been listening to Mick for a long time. He's been one of my favorite artists for a while. The Waters got me into hip-hop to begin with. A lot of Talkin' Truth. It's in the fucking name. A lot of Talkin' Truth is derived from mix art and mixing music and message. So, what's his handle? Uncle CJ. It is, let me go back to the interview screen right there. At Uncle_SEEJ. I will put it in the chat too, just so you can copy and paste it for everybody to make it a little easier for you. Uncle_SEEJ. Uncle CJ. Go follow him on Instagram. Support his music, support his journey, and that would be really great, because again, he's a great guy. It was so fun to talk to him. Appreciate everybody coming through. We're gonna wrap up the stream for tonight, and again, tomorrow we got Mick Jenkins. Everybody get ready, we about to talk to the guy. Let's go. And then after that, we got Stock Marley still in the lineup. We got Card, we got Slime. Get ready, everybody. It's about to get crazy. Thanks for stopping by.